Okay, gonna do a quick version of me wrapping a hive. There's a single hive. Like everyone else, I look at it and go, well shit, I was hoping there'd be more bees than that. But it's hard to tell when it's this cold out. So, just checking the level. There are bees in there though. You can see them down in there. So I find that this corner here is the lowest. Okay, so putting a screw in right there. That's just to hold the wrap up. Okay, everybody does this different, so if you didn't do it the way I do it, does not matter at all. Okay, I block off about 10 inches of the entrance. Okay, people block it off right to a little wee hole. Other people use the metal reducers, which is fine. This is just what I do. I find this easy. Sometimes I find in between the two bottom pieces of the bottom board, it's a different dimension on different hives. So easier just to put one piece in on one side, and I leave the downhill side open so any moisture that might run onto the bottom board can run out there. Okay, so you can see the more I play with them, the more bees you see. They're down in near the bottom of the frames this time of year. So okay, so then I got over here, I got a couple pieces of insulation, my wrap, my lid. So I do something weird other people don't do. Okay, I have bottom boards, they're all the same. Got the same hole in the same spot. If you set a 1 liter canning jar, however you want to say it, mason jar, in there, it'll come about 1/2 inch from the frames. Okay, so I intentionally make them that way for myself. It's not necessarily what we sell. We sell whatever we get from our supplier mainly. So this first piece of insulation covers that whole top, and right there it's already got a pre-cut hole with a hole saw that fits right above that hole. So in the spring I come in, a lot of times I have a second box on top for the winter, but this time I'm just not doing it. I'm just wrapping quick here. So I'll pull the top piece of insulation off, then I'll rip back that tape. That hole will be exposed. I can put a jar in there if I want to in the spring, which funny enough, even with these amount of bees I have, I do use jars in the spring just because I can just tip the lid and I see what's in there. I don't have to disturb anything. I also cut my pollen patties lengthwise and shove them down through that hole in the spring so I don't have to open the whole hive. But I'm trying to get pollen patties on earlier than other people do, because I'm interested in making a huge hive so I can split off some bees and sell them to you people. Okay, so my second piece of insulation is cut so that it will actually fit inside of a box. Okay, so like I said, a lot of times I put a second box on top of there in the winter. Just depends on how I feel that day, how I do it. Anyway, so that one is on there. I'm going to put the wrap and the lid on, and then I'll come back in the spring if I want to put, if they're not heavy enough and I want to put a feeder, a jar or something on. All I got to do is plop an empty box on top of there because this will fit inside. And then I put the jar in and I just prop that top one up. It doesn't do anything in the spring when it starts to get warmer, right? So I do that. And then I put the wrap on with the phone in my hand. It's difficult. So corners on. And pull it down. There we go. Now, I pull this right down as far as I can get. Now, you'll look at this and say, well, my wrap won't do that in the lid. This is a Hogan wrap. This is not a Bee Cozy, okay? Part of the reason I like these is because I can actually tuck them in under my lid, which I sort of like, okay? There you go. There's that. Doing something else a little different this year. Always trying new shit, okay? Usually I'll take this and I'll put a screw in the box right here. And that'll hold it down below the lid so the bees can get out. This year I'm doing this. I'll just show you on this other one so I can finish the video. This year I'm doing this. Tucking the wrap in all the way around on the lid. And then sticking it out at the front. And shove this stick down in. Okay? So that lid is pulled forward enough that the bees can get in and out the top entrance. And like even in a cooler day in the winter, if they wanted to, they could come out, walk around on the front of the box. It's in underneath that cover. Now I'm not going to do this with all my hives. I'll do the little screw thing like I just showed you. But like I said, I just wrap how I feel for the day. And I like this idea, so I'm just doing this for today. For this yard. And maybe this yard will out-survive another yard. Or maybe they'll all die because I did this. I don't know. I've done this before. This is how my cousin always wraps his bees. Puts a stick up the front. Doesn't put the screw at the top. Anyway. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. And we'll get this one done today. And get all the extra equipment that's laying here cleaned up. Like all these little white things that I use for my mite treatments, and I have nuke boxes here and things like that, and I have a extra pile of styrofoam that's still been here all friggin' summer, which I didn't even realize was here. And anyway, that's what I'm doing today.